You're watching the Battered Fans Network.
The Herons are champs. Yeah. Roll out to Freedom Park, rocking pink and black. Official tissue in the 305, bounty full of grapes. The Battered Fan with Chris and Dan dropping hot takes. Messi and the Herons start the season with a star on the crest. So 29 fan bases can cry, cause we the best. Sign homegrowns like Noah, Frey and Ruiz, replacing goats with greats. Yeah, Miles got the cheese and he called it. Freedom to dream was the backbone. From Lockhart to Miami, it feels good to be at home. Multiple times a week on YouTube and audio. Take the time to subscribe, like and share the show. So check and chat, grab your MLS cup and come in. No question about it, I'm ready to get a star again.
No question about it. I am ready to get hurt again.
Chris, the Herons are back. Welcome, everybody, to episode number 512 of the Battered Herons podcast. I am your host, Daniel Granada, and alongside me eventually will be Mr. KBD. But in the meantime, while we wait for him to get out of bed, we're going to get started. New stadium, 10 days. Inter Miami finally, since 2019, when the first batch of season ticket holders got started. They've been waiting for this day. We are now 10 days away from having a new home, an actual stadium, permanent stadium, and I thought I would be a little more excited about it when the day came, not because I'm not excited to have my own or for my team to have its own stadium, but more than anything because there's so many questions still around this stadium. I have no idea what to expect. I thought by this point we'd be seeing pictures of everything just complete, the outside, right? This is years ago when I thought we would get in the stadium. I thought the day that the stadium opens up, it's going to be beautiful. It's going to have that park. You're going to have the parking. My kids are going to go out there. They're going to be kicking the ball around in that grassy area. You know, it's just going to be a beautiful sight, a beautiful day, a big celebration. And we're 10 days away. And I'm wondering, what is there parking? And now my brother, shout out to my brother, he drives by there often on his way to work, and he says no, there's a parking lot already done, or a parking garage. He's something along those lines. And he's like, there's going to be plenty of parking available, he believes. So maybe this incentive, and we're going to get into the incentive in a second. And good morning, Chris. Maybe we're going to get into the incentive in a second, because according to my brother, he thinks that there is going to be a substantial amount of parking available for people that aren't taking public transportation.
So wait, because I didn't catch the beginning of the show. Were you mentioning that there is going to be parking?
So I was mentioning my brother. He works in Coral Gables.
Before you do that, I do want to, and I don't know if you remember, a couple weeks ago, I sent over a picture. Where it was when I was out of town. I took a picture of when I went to the airport. No, not that one. It's this one. I just uploaded this one. This is a picture from the app. Wait, why are you going back to there?
Oh, I think we're lagging. Okay, here we go.
So that's the picture that I got from Waze. So Waze is what I use to kind of, see directions, traffic pattern, whatever. This is already set up on Waze, and it shows new stadium, right? And it shows a couple parking lots. It shows pink lot, park garage, yellow lot, main. Like, there's routes that are like pre-designed here on the Waze app.
And so that's essentially what my brother was saying, is that he drives by there often.
There's going to be parking.
He said that he's seen those lots, and at least some of those lots are up and probably functioning, is what he was saying. Okay, so Chris is on a lag, I guess. But my brother, that's what he said. I don't know how that works, but there is an incentive going around. So for those of you that were not aware, there was an email sent out, and they are offering a $10 food and beverage credit for anybody that takes public transportation. So what I'm assuming is if that you use I don't know, the train, the monorail, whatever it is. I'm assuming, I didn't read the details. I'm assuming you take the proof
Which is
of your go ahead, of your transportation.
garbage.
You take it over there, and I'm sure there's gonna be a huge line for people trying to get that credit. And you turn it in, and they give you a $10 credit. Now, what that $10 credit probably pays for half of a drink. Season ticket holders are supposed to be invited to an open house. Yeah, when did you hear that? Because I haven't heard any of that.
I haven't gotten any notification.
And this would be a good week for me to do it since I'm off for spring break. So that'd be great. But I haven't heard anything like that. So it's going to be interesting. What I was saying, Chris, to start the show is that I've been waiting for this since 2019. And I thought 10 days out, I would be more excited. But because of all the uncertainties of what we are to expect, I'm not as excited as I thought I would be, just because I don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
Yeah. I think I'd have to agree. Like, I'm looking at Inter Miami's giving us a $10 incentive, which is garbage. Like, you're going to give me $10 because your parking isn't. You're going to give me $10 because your parking isn't prepared, but when your parking is prepared, you're going to charge me $50-$60 a parking. Like, get out of here. Give me $20 like at the store or something.
Let me play devil's advocate here, and we have to get into the Adidas store also. But let me play devil's advocate here. Is it possible that it's not that they're giving you the $10 credit because the parking isn't ready? Is it possible that they're doing that because they want people to just in general take public transportation, but because people aren't accustomed to that as much down here in Miami, they aren't even considering that as an option? So this is a good way to incentivize people, like, try it out. It's a good way to get around because they want that to be used a little more. So it's just a little incentive, not because the parking isn't available, but because they want people to just try out the public transportation.
Well, I guess, but have you ever tried to catch the Metro on the weekend? The Metro takes forever, and that's on a good day. Like, I've used the Metro on a Saturday, and it's awful.
I've never
20,
used
30 minutes
period.
to wait for a train. And then on top of that, you have to wait for the specific train that takes you to the airport, because not both lines take you to the airport.
I'm going to check right now.
Michelle, look, I credit
Good.
Credit to Michelle. Yeah, and no, I mean, Dre Mundo's mentioning here also a parking fee for the year has been placed on our accounts. Listen, Dre Mundo, I don't know if you're in some exclusive like email chain that I'm not a part of.
Ooh,
I mean, probably. Dre Mundo's that type of guy.
All the games have been loaded.
Yes, I played. Danny, I told you that. I told you that.
I don't pay attention to you.
I told you that like earlier this week. Or you're done. So, but you don't have no parking loaded. Dre Mundo does.
No, that's what I'm looking at.
He's good with Jorge Mas.
That's why I came in here to check about parking. I don't have anything loaded for parking.
I mean, shout out to Dre Mundo. He says he's gonna send screenshots, so look out for that. I don't know. I'm excited because it's a brand new stadium. It's gonna be the first time we're gonna go to the first game, but then I don't know what the walkway is to get there. I've never taken the Metro.
They have it like well designated. Like,
well,
it's gonna be easy to see what the walkway is.
So there's a bridge being proposed, which that scares me already, because the bridge that was on 8th Street and 109 by FIU just crumbled into pieces. They had to rebuild that thing. Yeah, I don't know who's building the bridge by the airport.
All right, well, relax. Bridges get built all the time and they don't collapse. That was an aberration.
I don't know, Danny. All I'm saying is I don't want to be on the bridge that collapses. And so, yeah, there's a walkway being presumed, if not a bridge. And I got to take the Metro, which is running every 30, 40 minutes on Saturdays. So in terms of getting there, like, I was thinking to myself, I'm just going to drive as early as possible and grab parking. If not, I'll take the $10 and I'll go buy one half of a soda.
Shout out to everybody that joins us for the post games. I don't know what time that post game is going to be, because I don't know how we're going to get home, what the process is. It's gonna be that's going to be an experience. I'm excited for it. but it's definitely going to be an experience because I don't know what to expect.
And,
Good.
and I was gonna say, shout out to Peter Brown. He put out a video about how people can get to the stadium from Broward, right? He didn't give too much love to the people down south. No Metro Rail talk just yet. But there are ways you can get there through Tri-Rail or Brightline, which Brightline is going to tax your ass, and they're not going to drop you off close to the stadium. So Tri-Rail it is. And I've taken the Tri-Rail before, but it's honestly, it's probably one of the better modes of transportation, especially from Broward.
Do you guys think that the stadium will be ready? It'll be ready to play. Like they're gonna, even if it's just bare bones, they're gonna have us out there, right? Because it would be too difficult to like move the game to Chase Stadium and try to figure out everybody's seats and stuff. Like that game's happening. They laid down the grass. It's happening. Now, how it's gonna look, I don't know, because we're only 10 days out, and every time I see like videos and pictures that are just randomly leaking, I'm like, this doesn't look like it's
doesn't
like
look
ready. And it doesn't look ready. It doesn't even like all the seats are down yet. So I don't know. Now I was talking to Chris. We do La Ventanita. Shout out to all our members that are part of the Battered family. So for those of you that are, you watched the show yesterday, but it was something that I brought up yesterday when we were on the show, that obviously when they set this date, they thought they would be ready, right? But I wish they would have had the foresight to see that it was going to be a tight window, because I would have much preferred for them to play the first half of the season in Chase Stadium, and then after the World Cup break, then you go ahead and you start with the new stadium, right? Like I think that would have been much better, right? Because when I always imagine this stadium being ready, I always imagine walking up and all those renderings that you see, like the one right here to my side, like just walking up and seeing this beautiful site with beautiful greenery around, and maybe not the restaurants and everything that people are talking about, but just everything just looking nice. Like, wow, this is home for me for like forever, right? Because this is going to be my club forever. I'm going to be going to this stadium for as long as I'm alive, probably. And I just wanted that first time to be really that special. And it might still be, maybe they'll surprise me, but I'm really worried that it won't be.
I don't think it's going to be ready. And Jorge's here saying it'll be an embarrassment if you promise a date for the stadium to open up and not come through for that, though. April 4th it is. Listen, Jorge, we're going to be seeing like screws and nails on the floor, tons of some safety violations everywhere.
I don't think so.
It's
and it got flooded. It flooded last week.
Yes. And that is out there to find. Now, I'm looking at some of the ways to get there, which, by the way, we were talking about this yesterday, and I don't know. I mean, it's going to be prepared, right? They're going to prepare it for bare bones for April 4th. After that, like I told you, there's going to be construction guys waiting right after the game to clock back in and go to work.
Well, what sucks is that, they had the CCC game scheduled for 3 or 4 days after this, right? So if so they got eliminated, so they're gonna have a little more extra weekdays to use the stadium, but they're gonna have a 2-week break, I think it is, after the Red Bulls game. So they play against Austin on the 4th, the Red Bulls on the 11th, and then I think it's 2 weeks off. So during those 2 weeks, these people are going to be hard at work trying to get things ready. I think we don't see like this stadium like really like where it's supposed to be until after the World Cup.
I mean, that can make sense. I think it does need a couple more weeks, maybe a month and change, before it's like legitimately ready. I don't know what kind of illegal shenanigans is going on, how much overtime people are doing right now, because I'm sure every single manager or supervisor at that location right now is up in smoke.
No, Bonetta actually moves, is what Jorge is saying. It actually moves and nobody says anything. Yeah, that's a crazy stadium to be at.
Are you planning on taking the Metro?
I haven't decided yet because I go with my brother, so we have to get together and brainstorm how we're going to do it. Usually we if we go in car, we carpool, and if not, he's always talked about, he loves public transportation, so I think that he might be leaning that way, but I don't know.
Listen, ideally, I would take the metro to every game. I'd rather pay the parking at Dadeland and then from there take the metro immediately. I mean, it's right there. So it's not like you're not taking a metro mover. It literally takes you to where you need to go. And then you come right back. Same thing, metro all the way to Kendall, and that's it.
I don't know. My
And
thing
for you,
with
it's
that is,
easy peasy. It's right on Kendall Drive.
my thing with that is that I hate the thought of having to go after the game and then wait for a train, probably in a crowded ass line, people trying to get on the
You're
train.
waiting 30
And then
minutes
you
minimum.
ride the train. I don't know how long that train ride is going to be. Then you got to get into your car and then drive home. It's like, that seems like a lot of hassle. I don't know. We'll see. And then again, I was going to say, shout out to Jorge. For any Colombians watching, or if you're not Colombian and you just want to hear more football
Like
talk.
me. Colombia is my second favorite national, my third favorite national team.
You have a lot of favorite teams. It's interesting.
Yes, I do. Yeah. Colombia is my third favorite national team.
Jorge and I started a Battered Cafeteros. We're going to drop that first episode. We actually recorded it already. We're going to drop it later today. So if you haven't already, get on YouTube, put in Battered Cafeteros, and search up the channel, subscribe, and we are going to be uploading that video later today. Chris, do you want to know who your second favorite national team is?
I mean, come on, guys. My second favorite national team is Jamaica.
Okay, I can see that. Well, that's a problem because Jamaica might make it into the group stage with Colombia. So you have your second and third favorite team.
Yeah, that is. I already saw that. I saw that, and I kind of I think that it's going to work out better for Colombia. MZ is saying Chris should make an episode taking the train to the stadium. I would. I think. Listen, that's the one thing when I saw.
You and I talked about doing something like that like a year ago.
Yes.
Because I've never taken the monorail here in Miami. Never. So even if I wanted to go to the stadium, I have no idea how I would even go about it. Metro, whatever. So I would like to try it.
It's right by Dadeland.
But why?
You park in the garage and you walk up to the train station. Like you talk about all this New York stuff. Like there's train stations over there everywhere. You can do the same.
But there's also but generally when you walk out of your house in New York,
of course,
there's block, and it's everywhere.
Yeah, it's right there.
I don't have to drive to public. Like if you're taking public transportation, it's because you don't have to drive. You're literally just taking public transportation. Here, I'm driving to the public transportation. Like it doesn't make a lot of sense. Danny likes to be stuck in parking lot for an hour instead of I don't know if for those of you that
it's not waiting 5 minutes, MZ.
No, it's not gonna be waiting 5 minutes. And usually when I'm at the stadiums, as soon as that final whistle goes, my ass is hauling ass to my car and I'm out of there.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I will get stuck in the hour traffic and I don't like traffic. So
well, I like I said, and George is bringing up a good point here. I mean, I'm gonna do it at some point. Yeah, Jorge. I'm gonna do it at some point because when I watch Peter Brown, which Abetico's asking who's taking the tri-rail. I mean, Peter Brown's gonna take the tri-rail. So you'll be seeing Peter Brown downtown, Peter Brown going downtown. That's what you'll be seeing. And I'm gonna do some video on it. And like I said, I think unfortunately a lot of people aren't really covering the metro movement other than Michelle Kaufman that put up the schedule. I mean, but I've already done it. So it's like 30 minutes minimum to wait for the train anyway. So
maybe we'll do it this week. I mean, it'll be this week, right? It has to be done, right? Because it starts next week. So we talked a lot about the stadium and the infrastructure, if it's going to be ready, the transportation. So let's get to the actual game day. We're playing against Austin, which is supposed to be a good team. I predicted them to be one of the top 4 teams in the West. They've gotten off to a really rough start. So and obviously we're going to do a preview next week, right? We'll have a guest, but not a bad opponent the way in the format that they've been playing. Not a bad opponent because you hope that you can get a dub the very first game in the stadium.
Yeah.
What is worst case scenario for that first game? And that's right. People are like, "Oh, why are you talking about worst case scenario? What the hell? We're Battered Herons. That's why." What is worst case scenario in that stadium before we go best case scenario?
Well, I mean, worst case scenario I could say for you is going to be Uzuni scoring the first goal.
Yes. That's what I told my brother yesterday. I said, that's worst case scenario. If the very first goal in our new stadium is scored by Uzuni, the player that I probably hate the most in this league.
I mean, the fix has to be in, right? Like Jorge Mas is sending over a check to Austin, Texas.
Messi
And
has to be
he's-
the first goal scorer, right?
I mean, if he isn't, I mean, hopefully it's somebody like I don't know, like a David Ruiz or
No,
like,
my
I mean,
luck,
it's
you know what's gonna
odd.
be? My luck, it'll be Inter Miami, it'll be Allende.
Oh,
And then he's gonna go down in lore. That's the first goal
twice.
in that stadium.
He's gonna be
And
a
they'll be like,
two-time legend.
A leyenda. That's gonna
Yeah.
be his name. It's a playoff run, the first goal ever in the stadium. I'm really, really hoping it's Messi, man. It has to be Messi. He has to.
Yeah, no,
has to score that first goal, man.
And then Robert Taylor hasn't been playing lately either. I don't know if he's going to be available for this game, but if he is, and look,
No, he
Abetico
won't.
brought up a good one. Noah Allen would be a good first goal, I guess. I think.
Yeah, but
I
what are
was
the chances
mentioning
that
David
Noah Allen
Ruiz.
scores, though?
I was mentioning David Ruiz because he's like Miami, not Broward. Like, and we're moving to the new park in Miami.
But David Ruiz, look, it's gonna be the top 11 playing. Allende will probably play. Silvetti will probably play. Messi will probably
Silvetti.
play.
Beterame.
I don't even know if he starts, right?
Imagine that'll be his
NYCFC.
first goal ever.
And I want it to be Messi so bad. I do. I really do. Like I hope they do pay off Austin. Like just let us have it. I want the first goal in that stadium's history to be Messi.
Yeah, something has to be. If I think if
And
you guys
make
want
it
to
a PK.
bet,
We never get
bet it.
PKs. We never get PKs, but give us a PK so that it could be like a moment where like you could like go ahead and like really just soak it in. Like I don't know, and I hope it's on my side of the goal, right? Because I'm right behind the goal.
Yes, no, it's going to be fantastic. I would
Shout out
hope that
to
would
Miami
happen.
Messi from Sweden.
Yes, is the league
It would make
win
me
that
happy.
going to make us happy? Yeah, it would definitely make us happy for sure. Oof, Andy Crims
dropping
just
his
comes
hate.
through with the drive-by, just drives by, says Dane St. Clair called the ball outside the box against NYCFC. Nice reload, Andy, and come back. Okay.
You know what? Can we touch on that a second?
Sure.
I know that we
Andy Crims
talked
got
about
destroyed by the Red Bulls last week. Get out of here.
and we spoke about it on the Battered Soccer Show a little longer. And also, shout out anybody that watches Battered Soccer Fans. After this episode's over, we're gonna do Battered Soccer Fans, and then we're basically done for the week, right? Because there's not much else happening Inter Miami wise. Battered Soccer Show. We might do something else later on this week, just because we're gonna talk about the U.S. men's national team a little bit. Maybe I haven't decided that yet. But Herons, we're done for the week. But Battered Soccer Show is after this show. Now back to the leaving the box. The angles are really rough because of the weird dimensions of Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
I keep seeing a still image, and I believe that's a fan picture where like it's right behind the line.
Yes.
That's not the video that the referees can see. Going by what the referees can see, right? Because they didn't like, hey, did anybody get a good shot of that? And they start asking the fans. That's not how it went.
Yeah.
They went by the camera they have, and unfortunately, it's a very bad view with the offside call on Daniel Pinter and on the Dane St. Clair. Now, when you look at it from the fan camera, yes, it looks a little more obvious. When you look at it from the refs, it's not as obvious. And unless it's 100% sure, you can't overturn that, because even if the ball is slightly on the line, he's still allowed to have it out there. It has to be completely over the line. So unless it's completely over the line and there's zero doubt, then you can't call a red and go down to 10 men. And that's all I wanted to say about it, because everybody keeps putting up the picture. But I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, chat, or Andy, I believe that picture that everybody's showing where it's like very like straight from behind, that's not the MLS's camera catching that. That's a fan still image of a video, I guess, that they were recording. That's not what the referee was looking at.
Well, as far as from what I've seen, I think it is a fan photo, and I think it is part of a video. Now, as far as like the call is concerned, yeah, it has to be objective. It has to be black or white. It has to be concrete, clear
Overturn
evidence
something, yeah.
that that it has to be in order to overturn. So I think that's sort of the dynamic that they're working with, whereas in the law of opinion, everybody's got one, and everybody's
No,
going to tell
Jorge
you
has
what
a
they
good point.
think.
His body left the box, and that's what makes it even
Yeah,
more
like his
look
whole
more
body.
egregious. And that's what it makes it, because
Yes.
he tried to like keep the ball back, right? But his body had left, and that's what makes it look even worse, right? Because it almost embellishes what happened. So yes, poor judgment. Shout out to Jess boys.
1,000%.
What section you guys sitting at? I just checked my tickets. I had forgotten what section. I'm in section 109.
I'm in section 111.
Yeah, Chris decided that he didn't want to sit next to me this season. So
No, it's not that. I wanted other seats. I wanted 2 seats as well. And I was later in line than you because you got them day 1 and I didn't. So I had to wait in line, wait my turn. We could have, but oh well. I got 2 seats.
So
bitch.
back to game day. Worst case scenario, it rains. That would be bad. And then Uzuni gets the first goal.
Well,
terrible.
like I told you on the Ventanita, April showers brings May flowers. So there's a possibility that it could rain.
If Messi doesn't get the goal, which I'm praying, and then somebody said like, "Wow, you would really bribe." Yes, I would absolutely. I plan on going to the stadium for the rest of my life, and I want to remember that the first goal I ever watched in that stadium when I'm 70, 80 years old is I was there when they scored the first goal, and it was Messi. I want that to be what I get to say. But with that said, if Messi isn't the one to score, who would you be like, all right, well, at least he got the first goal? Because I think that's a big deal. People don't want to talk about it, and maybe it's just me. Maybe you don't agree either. I think the first goal in the stadium's history is a big deal.
Oh, for sure. And I mean, like I said, I'd like it to be one of the homegrowns, preferably. Noah Allen, David Ruiz. I think that would be who I would, yeah, one of the homegrowns for sure.
Yeah, I guess. I guess that would be the best way to go.
You want Gonzalo Lujan to score the first goal? Like, come on.
Like last week?
Let's be serious here. Yeah, I mean, Jorge's saying the same thing. Got to be a homegrown kid. If it ain't Messi. Keyshawn saying got to be, but that I'm just going to score.
I'd rather Berterame scoring than Allende. I've given Allende so much hate on this channel that I don't want him to. I think I'd rather have Luis Suarez score the first goal.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's not a bad name.
If you could pick between Luis Suarez, and I'm not a Luis Suarez fan. Anybody that watches the show knows that I'm not a Luis Suarez fan. But if you could pick between Luis Suarez and Allende scoring the first goal ever, I would go Luis Suarez.
I'm picking Suarez. I mean, Allende, who's this guy? Flash in the pan. Dremundo saying he's evolving. It will be Lujan. Keyshawn hot take. Lujan over Falcon. MZ saying Pinter goal. I'll take a Pinter a Pinter blast.
So yeah, and the best case scenario is that Messi puts on what would be really cool? If Messi makes his first Olympico ever, because he's been trying forever. Since he got to the MLS, he's been trying that Olympico. He finally gets it in that first game.
That would be fantastic. And I was
calling it right now.
Hopefully it's,
go ahead.
I was going to say, hopefully it's on my side where I'm sitting at, but I sit on where the right-footed players will take the kick.
No, it would be on the other side. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you call it?
I'm calling it now. First goal in the stadium's history is going to be an own goal.
That'd be terrible. That would be terrible.
It would be absolutely
that would be
terrible.
Horrifying.
All right. So we just wanted to come on here. We not much to talk about this week. I don't know if Chris, if you have anything else, because we didn't have much to talk about. We wanted to talk about the stadium, the transportation, best and worst case scenarios when it comes to that stadium. I mean, to me, honestly, and no bullshitting, I think Uzuni scoring would be, for me personally, the worst case scenario. Because as much hate if I've given Allende on this channel, I've given Uzuni as much hate on the Soccer Show channel. So I think that would be rough. I think if Robert Taylor were to make a comeback and score, that would be really cool. But he's not going to be back probably. So, but Brendan Vasquez is supposedly, that was his goal, is to be back for this game. So we'll see if Brendan Vasquez is there. I think that's it. I don't know if we have anything else. I want a homegrown score. Yes, you guys didn't like any of the players.
What?
Well, what are you talking about? I don't like Allende. He's not a homegrown. I don't like Suarez.
Yeah.
He's not a homegrown. I wouldn't mind Suarez going. We love all the homegrowns. Noah Allen, score. David Reyes, score. Ian Frey, score.
Yeah.
Let's do it. I would love for
Yes.
one of them to score if it's not Messi.
And I think Draymundo saying own goal Robert Taylor. Oof. Imagine he's like, I'll take one for the team. And then he like rips off his Austin kit and then as his old Inter Miami kit under.
Is the first goal worth more than the win?
I think so, yes.
If I can,
yes.
It's what to say. If I
think
can
so.
tell you, hey, you could pick one or the other. Austin gets the first goal, but you get the win, or Inter Miami gets the first goal, but Austin wins. What would you pick?
Oh, that's a great question. I think I would take the first goal.
So I think so also. Like, this is a long season. We could take the L.
Well,
I want that first goal to be a moment.
This is a difficult. I think you should post the question up on Twitter because this is a legitimate question.
Give me the W.
LaRue is saying, give me the W. There's a lot. I think there's a lot more people.
LaRue, do you live in Miami? Uh-huh. No, because people that aren't going to go to the stadium, I'm talking about like season ticket holders and stuff like that. Because
I mean, well, Jess Boy's got season tickets.
Yeah, I know Jess. Shout out to you. We met Jess.
And Jess wants the dub.
Last season during the playoffs.
Oh, Draymundo saying the dub is net. That's another season ticket. We're done, Danny. We're done.
Really?
I think there's going to be way more people.
Uzuni? So that's me then. And maybe I guess you. Ugh. We put too much weight on that first goal. I think that first goal is if I had to pick between both, like that. This is my thing. And again, maybe I'm wrong on this. But we lose this game, but you can guarantee me the first goal. We look back at this forever as the first goal. That never changes. Whereas in Austin first scores the first goal and we lose, after the season, nobody gives a crap about who won or lost that game. But that first goal, you're going to remember it forever. And then I like the way Jeff thinks. We're going to get both.
Yeah, but then like if you start off with a loss, like you're starting off with like bad heebie-jeebies in the stadium. No?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. The Marshall said the first goal there, Albania will about to make April 4th a national holiday. And look at that. We're done, Danny.
You guys are okay with losing this game? What the F, bros? Again, I don't want to lose the game. I said if you had to make me pick between both, like you win, but you don't get the first goal in the stadium's history, or you lose, but you do get that special moment, I might go with the special moment, man. I'm thinking about this long term. I'm thinking about this 20, 30 years down the line. I remember like, wow, I was there for that first goal in this stadium.
Lose and score 0 goals. That's terrible. That would be a full embarrassment. It's better to open the stadium with win instead of first goal and loser. I mean, Keyshawn dropping in with another drive-by comment. Orlando's going to be better than Miami next season.
Shout out to Mr. Duke's mom on the 4th.
Oh, my mom's birthday is 10 days after that.
No, I live in South Africa. Shout out to you, LaRue. I low-key want it to happen the same in the Orlando game. Now, I don't know who scored the first game in the new Orlando City Stadium, but I remember their first goal. Like I was there for their first game ever against NYCFC, and I remember Mixed Discarud scored the first goal at Camping, whatever the hell ground stadium is. But I don't know. And Kaká scored a goal that game also, but I don't remember who scored their first goal in that stadium. Like I said, maybe it's just me. Maybe it's because I've romanticized this moment so long and I've thought about it so long. It's been a big deal for me. Like I'm not hyping it up enough, but like this stadium is a big deal for me. And I've been waiting for it for a long time. And I obviously I want to win, but I also want that first goal. I want that to be a moment. I want it to be have like a beautiful picture, and at some point in the stadium they put up that picture. Like I want it to be a big moment.
I think moments are key in terms of like history, and especially in sporting history. So I think the first goal is a pretty important moment. Jorge saying, like I said, y'all were saying our last memory in Chase Stadium was a L. You don't want that also in your new one.
I don't think that my last memory at Chase Stadium was a dub.
Yeah.
We were holding up the trophy.
Yeah, that was my last stadium too. I don't know what the hell happened last week.
And shout out to LaRue talking about Orlando. What do you guys think about Griezmann? Well, we're about to sign off of here and get on the Battered Soccer Show. We're going to talk about Griezmann, Mo Salah, maybe Champions Cup, and a couple other things. So make sure that you tune in for the Battered Soccer Show, which is going to start in a couple minutes. Chris, any final words?
I'm looking forward to the stadium. I'm going to see if I can post some more information, maybe take the metro or something like that. And we'll figure it out all together, guys. We'll go get that $10 voucher for a half a soda.
I'm excited, man. I can't believe it's 10 days away. And I'm sure there's going to be more and more pictures and videos coming out in the coming days. And maybe we'll do something where we take I need to figure out how to get there on public transportation, because I don't want to be experimenting on the very first day. So
I also was thinking about driving to Dolphin Mall. There's a direct bus from Dolphin to the stadium, but again, I'd rather take the metro instead of the bus. Yeah.
All right. Well, if you're listening on audio, appreciate you listening to the end. Please give us 5 stars and a comment. If you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. And we will be back. Well, if you're watching the Battered Soccer Show, you want to hear about Griezmann, Salah, and everything else MLS. We're talking a little about Inter Miami there also. Make sure you jump on there right now. If you want to follow Chris going global, we were trying to get him going global. Battered Footy is literally a YouTube channel. It has over 60 subscribers. So Chris, people are want you to talk. They want you to go global. We're over 60. So if you haven't already, Battered Footy fans on YouTube, make sure you start subscribing. We're trying to pressure Chris into going global. And yeah, we're going to be back in a couple minutes talking some soccer. So until the next one, you have something to say, Chris?
No, that's it. I'm donezo.
Until the next one, have a good one.